Good morning. It is April the 27th, and my name is Bianca. And the title of this podcast episode is The Anna Louise Maintenance Man Evan. I would like to talk about their maintenance man and his part in the organized crime of human trafficking that's going on at the Anna Louise Inn. I noticed their maintenance man's strange behavior. Like I said several episodes back, being in the Off the Streets program, and I never mentioned anything to anyone because I knew that would put me back on the streets. And, many human trafficking victims fear speaking out because of retaliation, such as what is already happening in their apartment unit, which is different than the Off the Streets program. I noticed their maintenance man making me feel uncomfortable before I start speaking out about it. Before I start speaking out on recordings about it, their maintenance man was making me feel very uncomfortable, making lewd comments when no one was around. And every time I turned a corner, here came this maintenance man, Evan. Okay. And like I said several episodes also back, I believe he's one of the first people that this cartel made contact with on this property to install the cameras. So, what part does Evan play? First off, I would like to say being a maintenance man, like I said, is a position of authority. Not only are you fixing various technical and maintenance issues around the building, but you also have a certain level of security to maintain around the property, especially having key entry access, and having access to everyone's apartment. Okay. And so we're going to get directly on that. Um, Evan likes to come in my apartment when I'm not here. Okay. Not only does Evan like to come in my apartment when I'm not here, so do a couple of other staff members, Beth and Gordon. Not only do they like to come in my apartment when I'm not here, they allow some of the cartel to come into my apartment as well. And if they're not allowing the cartel to come into my apartment, they're definitely doing it. Someone's definitely messing around with things in my apartment when I'm not here. I've never had a male um, company. As a matter of fact, I've never had any company in my apartment, never a visitor, and definitely no males. I mentioned this and I emphasized the no males for a reason. When I first moved in here, about a month after I moved in here, I noticed there was urine all on the back of my toilet seat. So the top toilet lid, when you lift the toilet lid up, my toilet has a lid. And I came home and there was urine, dry urine all down it. And then I also came home one other day, and then there was urine all down the side of my toilet. And I'm like, but I'm not a man. I don't stand when I pee, when I urinate. Why is there urine all on my toilet seat like that? And why is there urine all the way down my toilet like that? So that let me know that Evan or some man had been in my apartment urinating in my apartment, being very disrespectful, and who knows what else Evan or a man has done in here when I'm not here. And I specifically asked them not to let anyone in my apartment unless it's an emergency. When there's emergencies, maintenance men have to come in your apartment, and I'm not oblivious to that. I'm not ignorant to that fact. They may have to come in for several reasons and you're not home. There may be a fire hazard. There may be something they have to check for the health department. by this being governmental housing. There could be something important that they need, if there's a pipe that they need to get to that is in my apartment that leads to, I mean, there's all sorts of rational reasons why maintenance would have to come in your apartment and they can't wait for your permission. And I'm not stupid, but that's not what's going on at the Anna Louise Inn. Some very illegal criminal situation is going on. Not only did they put illegal surveillance in my home, so that means Evan is able to see me undress, bathe, go to the bathroom, as assault. So their maintenance man is as assaulting me in front of everybody. The fact that I have to walk in front of him every day and everybody on this property, knowing that they've seen me nude, knowing that they've seen the most private parts of me. These people have watched me in my home with no clothes on. They're forcing me to undress. And this is what Evan and Gordon is getting paid to do. And these men may be married. These men may have girlfriends. And this is what they'll tell you. But they're in here assaulting me with a group of women. So they've got a group of women, Beth and these neighbors, supporting Gordon and Evan as assault through this illegal surveillance. And I'm so glad that I've been speaking out about it, because that's kind of lowered him from harassing me so much on this property. Right, but he still does it. Evan still harasses me on this property. And he lets me know subliminal, little indirect ways that he's watching me in my apartment. And so does Beth. And I wanted to speak out about the organized crime and the human trafficking and how they sell females right here at the Anna Louise Inn at 2401 Reading Road. These people are smiling in my face and smiling in other women's faces, and they're abusers of women. Evan shouldn't be a maintenance man, and definitely not he shouldn't be a maintenance man anywhere. I mean, we're talking about a man that installed cameras in my home, and Gordon shouldn't be a property director. This man is abusing me on his property and making money and acting like he's not doing it. And I'm definitely going to expose everything every day in hopes to get justice for what's going on. Not only that, but to make other women aware of their surroundings and to give them confidence that if something like this is happening to you, don't be afraid to speak out. Don't doubt what you're going through. If you know something's not right, even if you can't prove it, make sure you speak out about it, because that's one thing that predators hate. Predators do not like being exposed. Predators do not like their information put out there. And that's exactly what I intend to do with each episode. Look, I don't want to be too long. It's been a pleasure talking to you all. Please stay tuned to my next episode. And also, make sure you share it. If you know someone that needs to hear this information, or if you know someone that can help me legally in this situation, please refer them my way. And also, I've never did this, but I want to thank each and every listener for listening. I really do. And I've never did that, and I've been wanting to do that. I thank everyone, and I appreciate everyone for taking your time to listen to these messages. That's pretty much it. Take care, peace, and God bless.